Hi, everybody. I am so excited that you are here today to join us. We're doing a little live Q&A, and I've brought on some amazing friends of mine, people who are students inside of Pitch Your Niche. And I invited them here today. I asked them if they would come and talk to you guys because there are a lot of you who are thinking about joining Pitch Your Niche, and you just want to get a little bit more of a behind the scenes look at who the people are inside the community and what it actually looks like to be in the program. Because I know it could be a little scary sometimes to jump in to a program and you're like, well, what is it? What's it going to be like? What's it going to feel like? Who's going to be in there? Am I going to have a supportive community? So I really wanted to bring these ladies on just so that they could share what it is exactly with you. So first, I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Before they do, if we haven't met, hello, my name is Jen Casey. I'm a business strategy and NLP coach, and I work with online coaches who want to turn their social media into sales and grow profitable, successful online coaching businesses. So I am done talking. I am going to hand it over. First, I think we'll start with Kelly. She's got to run a little early today, but we're going to just go around. I want these ladies to just introduce themselves and share a little bit about their businesses. So Kelly, you're up. Let me unmute you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you, Jen, for having me. I'm so honored. Gosh, there is so much that I can say. Just let me preface from the beginning. My relationship with Jen started back in 2016, and it was definitely no coincidence that I came across her. So my situation is just a little bit different. I had done individual coaching with Jen back then, and then kind of moved, throughout the years.
That was 2016.
Yes, exactly. And so
way back.
Crazy how time flies. So back then she had helped me gain some clarity. And I should say that I am a mindset and metabolism coach. I help women to lose body fat, have more energy, and curb their craving. In other words, I help people also to get off that diet wagon, the people that are on and off the wagon and they start over every Monday. So, it's my mission to help women to relieve themselves of the all or nothing mindset. So back to my story with Jen. So I had created a program back in 2017 called the Metabolism Reboot Academy, which she actually helped me find that, create that name as well through her system of, just the easy technique of pulling your audience, right? And so I created that program. It was a success, but I knew that it could be a greater success. So I had a baby 18 months ago. And so I retired the program so that I could develop more personally and get some more education behind me and so on and so forth. And so now I'm ready to bring it back. And I knew exactly who to go to. And it was Jen Casey to help me to bring it back even better. And so being a part of the Pitch Your Niche, I just want to tell you, I wish that, this is something that I wish she had created way back then. Because it is so content, like the specifics that you need, the map is there. See, for me, my head was spinning, how can I make this better? I just need the map, right? And sometimes we need just a little bit more clarity in our messaging. Now, again, like I said, my program, I had dozens of women. You could say that it was a success, but I knew that it needed to be my signature program. And I knew that it needed to be better. And I knew that my messaging and my language needed to be shifted and tweaked. Since I've been in Pitch to Your Niche, I kid you not, Jen talks about how you will get messages in your inbox easily and effortlessly. It's no joke. So I think on Saturday I messaged her 3 times and she's like, this is bananas, because I literally had 3 people messaging me. I'm like, this feels so good. It just feels so good to know that people are actually resonating with what I'm putting out. It's making sense to them. They feel like I'm in their head. The language is so important. And not only that, there are modules in there. If you guys listen to Jen's stories, and she recorded the person that talked about that this module alone is worth $997. There is a module in there that I was like, oh my God, praise the Lord, hallelujah. This is going to save me hours of my time. So if you are on the fence, trust me, you will not regret this. And it's so amazing too. Like she was talking about the community, and that's a really important piece too, because we all support each other. We all put our ideas out there, and we all comment just like we would with a girlfriend, like, hey, well, have you thought about this? Or, have you thought about that? So my program is actually, this is what was missing the last time too, you guys, was the launch. So what I would do is I would just kind of, okay, let me just post randomly and let's hope I get somebody. And as I was launching a program, I would then market for the next round. And so I was just aimlessly running this. And so now that I know that there is a real business, that there's a real need and there's a real want for this program, I knew that Jen was the person, and Pitch to Your Niche has that. So the great news is that she's helping me feel more confident and like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to, knock this out of the park. So my program is relaunching. May the 13th is when I'm going to begin my live series, and it's good.
It's juicy.
I can't wait. And I'm so excited for that. And it's a 5-week program. It's obviously all online. So what I want to tell you too is that if you are somebody that already has a program and you feel like it's your baby, and you feel like, I just know that there is some goodness here and I just need to make it even better, that this is for you as well. Because
you had a lot of different, and I know a couple of you guys, come into the program. This is a big thing where, we have a lot of ideas. Like most of us, people are like, I don't know what to do. I've got 15 different course ideas that I want to create.
Yes.
But I think like, of course, like you're a multi-passionate human. And I remember, Kelly, like our biggest thing was like squirrel brain, like, oh my God, I have 400 ideas. And you're like, I'm going to create 15 different programs.
Yeah.
And spread yourself thin. So that's like a big thing too that we talk about. That's really fun to really see. Once you get clear and focused on the one thing you want to create, it makes it so much easier to scale, makes it so much easier to show up and create content.
Yes, that's the biggest thing is once you have that narrowed in, then you can base all of your stuff around it. So in other words, you guys, I could talk about this for hours, but I just want to tell you that if you are feeling overwhelmed, squirrel brained, not feeling like you have the map, this is the program for you. Honestly, you will not regret it. You'll be like,
Oh my God, I love you.
Yeah. So come on Facebook, you guys. I'd love to be friends.
Amazing. Yeah. So thank you so much, Kelly. And thank you for sharing that. But guys, I think the biggest thing too that I really wanted to share and why I wanted to bring these ladies on is that you could see how amazing they are and how incredibly supportive they are. Cause like this could be your new tribe. This could be your new group. And people like, yes. So because I know a couple of you guys, you've got kids, you're in the middle of like your lunch break and you're taking time to do this. So if anybody has to like jump, I just want this to be really just hang out. Let's be conversational. I'd love for you guys to just jump in and share. LaQuina, did you want to go next?
Oh, I can. No problem. Okay. Hey guys. Well, I was trying to give, because I have a little time. So if anybody else before me, I'm okay with that too. Well, my name is LaQuina. I have been a virtual coach for about a year and a half now. And I knew it was a passion of mine. I was a single mom. I was working in corporate America. I had 3 jobs, but family was everything for me. But at the time I had tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Like within 3 months, I had like 8 tragedies, like no joke. And I ate myself 30 pounds overweight, And so when the opportunity came for me to, use my voice, use my journey to tell my story, to empower other women, to not only lose the weight, but to have a sustainable lifestyle. And, I've been an athlete all my life. I knew how to starve myself, cut carbs, come on, but it would be a 3-month cycle. I'll do 3 months and then I just couldn't keep it, just all the run around. My daughter was a senior in high school, girl, prom time, and then my son, he was, very athletic, very busy. So I was always all over the place. So I didn't know how to just keep the weight off and live a healthy lifestyle with an affordable budget. So when I became a coach, I was so excited. I knew that this was the answer, for me to do, but after a while, I kind of got frustrated. I was lost. I felt like I wasn't smart enough because, a lot of people say, oh, it's super easy. You just not doing this. You're just not doing that. And I'm like, I know I'm smart. Why can I get this? What is wrong with me? And I was beating myself up so bad. And I was like, hustling and grinding, and it just stopped being fun. And I was like, I tried to give up a couple of times, but something just kept coming back, like, this is what you're supposed to do. I just had a knowing within me that I was at the right place at the right time, but I just had to figure it out. And I had to take it a step further and invest in myself. And as a single mom, sometimes, the budget wasn't there, whatever, but I was like, you know what, I'm determined to put me first. I'm determined to learn how to use my voice to empower, to help other moms out there who, we have the mom guilt. We have the, well, my baby have this activity and, I got to do this. We can find 1,000 of the things, but I figure if the doctor told me that they had to spend X amount of dollars on some life-saving medicine for my kids, I wouldn't think twice about it. So why was I double guessing investing in me? I got to be here to help them, So it was just one of those moments where I just said, you know what, I got to take this moment, invest in me. Obviously, I need a little more help. And this has been the best decision of my life. And I'm with Kelly, no joke. I went from like hustling and grinding, trying to figure it out, just beating my head against the wall, feeling frustrated and lost, and to having that clarity of just telling my truth, showing up unapologetically, showing up being me. And I didn't know who that was. I had been conformed to corporate America. I had been conformed to what society said I had been conformed. And I literally had no idea. And here's the thing. We're all wired to win. So whether you are having success or not, you're wired to win. And you have to think about, what rewards am I reaping by me not being successful? And so by digging into this program, talking to Jen in the community is awesome. It is super awesome. A lot of times they say, well, I know it's predominantly women, but they say women can be catty and this is this, and that's not true. It's not real. Like, I am here to say that is not the case with this group. We're very supportive. We're very, hands-on. And if nothing else, that community means more to me, because there were days I was just like, I couldn't even say anything. I was just tired and wild. And I check into the group and somebody or Brittany or said something. I was like, girl, that's me too. We got this virtual high five, So that alone is just worth it. Just having that, I understand, because especially a lot of us are online and we're behind a computer most of the time. We're not, we don't, show up at a brick and mortar. So just having that community and building that confidence and having that clarity. And for me, my business went from me having all types of people, and they didn't have my vibe. They didn't have my work ethic. They did not have that go-getter, because I was trying to conform my business the way I saw other people who had success. But until I became my true self, until I start showing up as me, then my whole business did a 180. Like the quality of my customer and clients, like, we vibe. It's like it's just, it don't even seem like I'm working half the time. Like, we'll, do our one-on-one sessions, or what have you, and just talk through strategy, business strategy. And next thing you know, like, the hour it just flew by, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is work. This is that is what I want. That is what I show up for. So for me, I just love the fact that Jen is so open. She's not one of those ones that are kind of stiff arm you. She's very supportive. She'll talk you through. She's always there, even in her podcast. Like, she's be mentoring to me even when she don't even know it. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunity. And for me, my passion is I teach moms how to use their story, their fitness journey, to turn it into an online profitable business. So, right now I have open enrollment for my coach mentoring program that kicks off on April the 29th. And it's like, I like to keep them small so I can have that one-on-one, because I want to make sure you succeed. And that, if nothing else, I would say, we all want each other to win. It's not like, we're not like crabs in a bucket. Like, I haven't seen a community like this who's so genuine, who genuinely want each other to win and genuinely give that support. So that's my 2 cents.
I love this. Oh my God, you're amazing. And I have to say to anybody watching this, the community dynamic, the way that it is, it would not be that way without these ladies. Like, you guys, like, yeah, I'm jumping in, I'm being supported, but like, you guys are the mayors of this community. You're the cheerleaders. You guys are in there every single day. Every time a new person joins, you're like, welcome to the family. Thank you for being here. Whatever you need, I got your back. And I think, like, I couldn't do that alone. Like, yes, I built the program, I have the content, but it's you guys that are actually making it as warm and welcoming and amazing as it is. So I just have to give you guys like all the credit in the world for that. Like, thank you, because you guys are the ones that are setting the tone for people who are coming in to feel that warmth and to feel safe coming in. Because a lot of times in groups, like you said, it could be a little bit competitive or it could be a little catty. And I work with a lot of ladies who are in health and wellness and network marketing and different industries. And unfortunately, that does happen from time to time. And I just so appreciate that you guys have embraced every single person who has come into the program. So thank you guys. You're amazing. And wait, so I also wanted to welcome to the fam. I'm like, yes, it's the family. I wanted you to share, like, you've had some people like all of a sudden reaching out to you now. Like, you've had some pretty cool wins going on. And you really posted in the group the other day, like, I'm not very good at celebrating my wins, but
and that's something that I had to realize, because I've had that since I really kind of went all in. And even when I was just kind of stumbling my way, failing my way forward, as you say, taking messy actions, I would have people to inbox me. And it was amazing when I, like, one of my, number one, I have one here that just touched my heart. One of them says, "Hey Queen, I'm honestly thinking about joining. But I really wanted to dedicate this time and reach out to you. I want to do my body goals. I'm also dedicating this year my purpose, which is leading people, whatever it be it spiritually, mentally, financially, or physically. I've been following you for a while. I love your consistency, drive, and also your happiness while doing it." And that's exactly what I want to do. What I love to do is helping people and helping others do the same. Like, when I got that message, so it's not always just about money. It's about when you connect, when you speak to your tribe. It's like Jen said, you have a dog whistle on, social media, and your tribe, they tune in, they hear you, and they want to connect with you. So you can't say the wrong thing to your right tribe. So I'm like, and I'm getting more and more of those because I really niched down. I know it seems crazy, but I was like a jack of all trades, but a master of none, just like Kelly. I was like, I got all these great ideas. I'm good at this. No matter what I touch, I give it my all, and it turns into, lemonade. So I was like, what do I do? So like, just pick one. Just pick one and double down. And as you go, your gut will show you this is right for you or this is not right for you. And for me, I didn't have a problem doing the work, but I needed the extra help on the belief in myself, the belief in that I can do that success was readily available and I was worthy of that. And so it's not just about strategies. I want to put that out there. It's not just about strategies. She also has bonus content that, like, oh my gosh, is amazing. It's almost every day. That help you attract your ideal client. It helps you. I mean, there was some affirmations that she gave one time, and I wrote those down and I spoke those out and I gave it to my team, and then my team started saying and speaking. And actually, I had one of my coaches reach out to me today and said, "Oh my God, the affirmations that you gave me, I've added with my own. I feel great. We're running together," and that just like pumped me up, because I don't have to drag anyone. Whereas at the beginning, I was hustling hard trying to convince and motivate my team to work, but now I have runners who run with me, and it's like, okay, let's go. I believe in you. I believe in your vision. Let's do this. And that's what you want. You want to go from trying to figure it out and do it all yourself, do the work, and trust the process.
Yeah. And I want to add to what you had said about the dog whistle. One thing that Jen had said, which really resonated with me, and it is true. It's the feeling that you get when you feel like I finally am fishing with the right bait. And when she said that, I'm like, oh, that's exactly it. and so it's like, oh, amen. So
yep. Oh my God, you guys, my face literally hurts from smiling right now because you guys have got me like all excited and pumped up.
But the first time you hear that, it sounds weird because that's not really what's taught in mainstream, business courses and stuff like that. And so just trusting, our mentor, trusting the process, trusting ourselves, and being stretched. A lot of times we run into that, and when we're stretched and we hear something different, we want to run from it. But I just say, if you hear something that's a little different, trust it and just keep going. It'll work out, I promise.
So there, good advice. And oh my God, you just have like the best energy. You guys are amazing. I'm like, let's hang out every day. Yes. So I know some of you guys did have to run, or you had like a limited time. Okay, Brittany. Yeah.
And I can stay on till like 1.
Okay, perfect.
So, but I feel, first of all, I'm in a parking lot, guys. Like I'm like
making it work.
My car, like in between like going to different facilities at work. So introduction real quick. My name is Brittany. I'm a working mom. I'm a consultant pharmacist for long-term care pharmacy. So it's busy. But I want to say before I talk about myself, I feel Laquina on so many levels all the time. I feel like we are the same person. Because she's like, I'm a mom, you're a mom, I'm a virtual health coach, you're a virtual health coach, and like all our struggles are the same struggles. So like it's been really cool connecting with her and like watching her grow and everything too. But I'm a virtual health coach also. I'm a Beachbody coach, essentially for now. We'll see where that goes. But before Pitch to Your Niche, like I really struggled with, finding, people to join me and stuff like that. I really hate messaging people. So like when Jen was like, oh yeah, you don't have to do that. I was like, no. Really?
Most people don't believe me. They're like, wait. If I'm not sending hey girl messages, cold messages, if I don't have a notebook next to me, cross people off, like, but how am I going to get people then? And I'm like, they'll come to you. They're like, that seems too good to be true.
Yeah. So before I started, I wasn't signing people up, like hadn't hit Success Club is like a marker in our business. If you're not familiar, every month, it's like a way to kind of gauge you moving your business forward. Wasn't hitting that, didn't have new clients, didn't have new business builder coaches under me. There were crickets in like my groups, like nobody was engaging. And it made it really hard to work. Like Laquina said, it like, it's really hard when you're like trying really hard to give everyone your all and your best and like crickets. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to make this work because realistically, like I like my job, but it's becoming very political and not what I originally wanted to do with my life. I wanted to help people and like help people improve their lives and be healthy. And like, it's just not that anymore. It's just stressful and a lot of paperwork and yuck. So I signed up and I started going through it and I had a lot of background work to do on myself actually. So like the first like module of Jen's program is really like more of a deep dive kind of almost into yourself and like figuring out what you really want and what you represent and all of that stuff. And I'm still working on that. I still will go back and like, I can niche down further. And Jen's like, yeah, you can. And I'm like, but like, is that like too small? She's like, no. Because initially I'm like, oh, well, working moms. And then I'm like, well, can I do like healthcare moms? Well, can I do moms who are like just pharmacists? It's like, yeah, you can.
Sure. I like how this is you hear me going, no. Yes. I'm like, yay!
Yeah. I'm sitting here and Jen's going, go smaller. You can be more specific. So I started, really talking to like, those people. And so in the past 2 months, I've hit Success Club both months. I've signed up 8 new clients total, 2 of which are business builders. My groups, I've had like the most engagement in my group this past month that I've like seen probably in the at least past like 6 months. And I'm sorry, Mike's like necklace is like reflecting the sunlight. And I've actually made half of what I made last year for the entire year in the first 4 months of this year. So like I'm on track to make more this year than I did last year already. So that's really exciting. And actually one thing that I didn't even get to like post in the group or anything yet, I was talking to one of my clients and last night and she's like, I've been thinking, Beachbody is too small for you. You should just be a life coach. And I'm like, that's a lot, but I appreciate that. And I'm going to work on that. So
yeah,
so
well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful that you're like, people already see you as a leader. And, you know, for those of you guys who are watching this, who are Beachbody coaches, you're probably like, well, I do some life coaching already as a Beachbody coach. And I think as a business coach, as a branding coach, as a manifestation coach, as a relationship coach, like we're all helping people with all areas, like all of it affects all areas, like it all dominoes. So I think that's awesome that she's like, hey, I want you to be my life. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, so that was really great. So I'm looking forward to, I'm actually also in Jen's like accelerator group. So I'm really excited to start that. There's a bonus call today. I'm hopping on. Yeah. I'm like, I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm really just excited to see like how much more I can implement and how much more I can like grow without being like that annoying hey girl person, and like just bringing like my tribe, I call it my wolf pack. I read Abby Wambach's book called Wolf Pack. And if any of you are into your personal development stuff, like listen, that book is amazing and it's short. So just plug in that.
I really love the idea of wolf pack. This is a pretty solid wolf pack we've got right here.
We have a solid wolf pack. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I love the wolf pack. I mean, you know, anytime you have a question, you post in the group and people are like, oh, I got your back. I totally feel you. Or like, here's what you can maybe try, and like try this, or like, you know, maybe like if you did this, or like suggestions, comments, like, oh my gosh, I really love this idea. This is such a good idea. Like, you know, it's just, everyone's like in there every day. Like, it's like, I spend a lot of my time in this group on Facebook. Multiple times a day.
That's amazing. Well, yeah, it really has evolved into like a mastermind, because you guys have all really connected with each other. And, you know, it really is a place where you can come to get support. And I've been a ton of different paid groups and free groups on Facebook. And I mean, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but like, this is like, I've never seen a group like this. And I can't take credit for it. It's you guys, because you've, you know, decided to be who you are and step up and love on each other so much. So like I said before, all that goes to you guys. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Brittany. And what are you working on right now?
So right now I'm kind of like working on rebranding myself, because I think I want to go a little bit more like life coach, like finding people's happiness again and your joy again. Because where I like a little bit of very quick of my story, I really started coaching, like I was signed up as a discount coach. I really started coaching after I had my baby, and like I went through some like kind of later postpartum depression, and like it was really, I struggled a lot. Like I was a miserable person. I won't use the B word, but that's basically where I was. But just, I committed to, you know, working out and being healthy and doing something for myself. And it gave me purpose again. And it really changed my outlook on everything. It's improved my relationship. It's improved my mindset. And like this group has been like actually even more helpful in that regard as well. So it's just been like this snowball effect that's been happening like as I'm growing and like stepping into this. So I really want to share that with other moms, especially moms in the healthcare fields, because I know how draining it is to want to give and give and give and give, but you don't take anything for yourself. You don't take any time for yourself. You don't fill your cup. And I want to show them that they can do that in a short amount of time while still helping people, which is usually, if you're in healthcare, your original goal is to make somebody's life easier, to help them improve their life or their lifestyle, or help them, you know, overcome like some disease that they might be able to, something like that. So I really want to like show people you can still do this without having to deal with all of like the nonsense insurance companies, the hoops that they make you jump through and everything else. Like you can just really make it about your quote unquote patient.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Yay. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I want you guys to jump into if something resonates. I want to make sure we go around one so that all of you guys can share, and then we can chat some more. Mary, you want to go next?
I will go next. Yeah. Thanks so much for having us. This is so much fun. So I'm Mary from Deja Vu Foundry. I'm an award-winning retailer turned business consultant and coach. And I am on a mission to educate, inspire, and empower female creative entrepreneurs to live a life on their terms. So my experience is a little bit different. I have come from almost a decade in an offline boutique, and I am transitioning into online arena. So I've been through all of, discovering who my target market is, but I've never done it to this extent, and I've never done it for an online business. So I initially took the course in November, thought I had it all hashed out and what I wanted to do, who I wanted to speak to. But as I have been working on myself and learning and growing and figuring out what I want to do, who I want to reach, what I want to accomplish, it's totally changed. So I've actually gone back and I'm redoing the course. And even though I have taken it before, I'm just discovering more layers of what's to come, what I thought their problems were, and they're actually not that at all. So it's not one of those courses that you just take once and just kind of forget about it and it's not of use to you anymore. You can like, as you learn and grow, it's not a bad idea to go back and kind of revisit it and see if there's something else that you may have missed out on, because you're learning and growing and you're in a different spot now, and your eyes are open to different things. So it's not something that it's just like a one and done. And that's kind of one of my favorite things about it, is that it evolves along with you. So as I'm transitioning out of retail, I actually announced last week that I'm closing my store and I'm moving full-time into the consulting and coaching. I also, this is totally out of left field, out of what anybody else is doing, but I'm super excited about it. I bought a farm last year, so I'm going to be actually bringing a lot of the coaching and consulting elements to the farm, so I can bring, female entrepreneurs here, do like daytime retreats, and I'm just like super excited to dig into it now that I'm not at my boutique all day long. So it's totally different, but I'm really excited to take this new chapter.
When we were talking in Messenger and you were like, bringing everybody to the farm, I was like, wait, what? You have a farm? So what made you decide to get a farm?
It's been in my husband and I's like 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And like I said in the message, like it's actually been like 2 years ago now. Like having a boutique was amazing. It's where like I cut my teeth and I learned so much about business. I've been an entrepreneur since like the early 2000s. So, I'm kind of seasoned, but I learned so much there, like working face to face with people. And it kind of got to the point where it was just so out of alignment for me that like I was completely miserable, like very unhappy. Got to the point where I was finally able to like be honest with myself that, like this is not working for me anymore. I'm not fulfilled by this. I actually do not enjoy it at all anymore. And like, you got to have an exit plan. So just randomly, I happened to be at my store on a Sunday when I'm typically closed. And, my husband was always like, let's get a farm. And I was like, no, it's not, like, I live 5 minutes to my store. Like, I don't want to mess that up. I just looked one day and I happened to find like the most incredible property that was in our price range on 25 acres. Long story short, that one didn't work out, but we ended up getting something completely perfect that is literally across the street from it. So I drive past the farm that started this whole entire journey every single day. And it's just kind of a weird reminder, like sometimes you just gotta cut your losses and figure out like, you know what? I don't know what's going to be next, but I know that the safety net is going to be there for me if I just have the guts to actually take the leap. So it's kind of my reminder every time I drive past, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I just want to add too that it's so amazing to hear that when you said you felt that you weren't in alignment, it was basically an anchor in your ass. You realized that, and then you were just like, I need to take this leap of faith. And that's where I think most people get they get stuck, is they get fearful and they live in fear. And then they are looking back saying, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, And so, high five to you for pushing through that, because I know a lot of us too, and maybe some of you can relate to this, so maybe somebody that's watching, is that we have to follow that inner compass. and don't listen to those naysayers that we have, like our husbands who are fearful or our mom, you know, because they are fearful. And so if you have that, I call it the burning belly. If you've got that burning belly, that means that you need to follow that, just like Mary did. She went all in, she got rid of her safety, brick and mortar business and said, you know what, this isn't alignment. I don't feel this anymore, right? And so I think that you driving by that farm every single day is awesome. Like that is like the affirmation and the confirmation that you did the right thing. So good for you. So
thank you. Yeah, people are always like, you're so fearless. And I'm like, actually, no, I am not whatsoever. I am courageous.
Yes, yeah. I love that you said that, the distinction of, so yeah, fearless versus courageous. Mm-hmm. All of you ladies are here because you've had to take big leaps in your life in some capacity. You've had to jump.
Yeah.
In spite of fear. But we all still feel the fear. Like I feel the fear. Yeah. I feel the fear all the time. And then I talk myself off the ledge and I'm like, it's here for your expansion. You're feeling the fear, you're feeling uncomfortable because you're about to up level. Because
yep. We'll jump more than once. And that's the thing. And to me, like right now, having Jen and Pitch to Your Niche is that what talks me off of, you know, the ledge or what have you. Or like Jen told me the one day, you got to feel through this. And she was right. She's like, you're trying to get this dopamine hit off of doing this, which is not going to get you results. You got to feel through this. So in other words, it was just another up leveling that was just getting ready to happen. Right. Mm-hmm. And so Mary, you probably experienced that when you were making the decision to close the store, buy the farm, all that stuff. Right. So
absolutely. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because that's where all the good stuff comes from. If you're in your cozy little cocoon all the time, like that's pretty much all that you're going to be experiencing. It's just like your world inside that tiny little, you know, nice little cocoon, but you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Is that, would you say that's like your mantra? Like, I want to hear all of you guys, like your mantras when you're feeling uncomfortable in something. Like, do you sit in it? What do you tell yourself?
That one's mine. Like this one is, I know that if I'm feeling something uncomfortable, if I'm scared, like even when I told you this in the group, like doing this live video makes me kind of want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Therefore, I know that it's a good sign that it's something I have to do. So I know that if it creates like fear in me, I'm just like, no, you are excited about this and you should do it. And it hasn't failed me yet.
What I say is I'm a multiple six-figure earner. I'm a multiple six-figure earner. I'm a multiple six-figure earner. And that's what keeps me moving in that direction. Once I start feeling that fear or feeling like I just want to shut it all down and forget it, you know, because sometimes you go through that. And so just, nope, you're a multiple six-figure earner. You're a multiple six-figure earner. So that's my mantra.
I'm sorry. What I like to say is you can't control everything, but you can do anything.
Ooh.
Can't control everything. I was working out one day and it was like, I got to finish this for me. You know, I got to keep the promises that I make to myself. So you can't control everything, but you can do anything. And then you have to pay attention to the stories that you tell yourself. And one of the things that's in the first module that Jen says, you know, you have to ask yourself, is that thought true?
Yep.
Is it true? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I can't do this, or I can't be successful. Is it true? And then you have to, you know, start questioning those. And I think that has been the biggest key and aha for me, because paying attention to how I feel about something. Am I, you know, clenching up, or even though I'm not thinking it, but subconsciously my body is telling me. So being in tune with that and questioning those thoughts instead of just letting it be on autopilot, directing my life in the direction that I don't want to go is it true? Well, if it's not true that you can't make $1,000 or you can't have certain people to join, you don't have this, and you can't do that, and you can't take that leap of faith, then what is true? And then you have the power to create your own thoughts. You have the power to create the world that you desire by staying in tune with yourself and knowing, and this program helps you to see that everything you need is really in you, but the stories that you tell yourself about what do other people think, what are other people going to judge me, what if I fail, and if I fail, will I not be loved? You really kind of get down to all of that, and it's all about, what? I am already a success. I am worthy of success. I'm worthy of abundance. I am worthy. I deserve it, not for what I do, but who I am. And if nothing else I can leave you with, that's what this program, that's what this model teaches you. You are enough for who you are. And most of us are just discovering, who the heck are we?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love that. So and I always tell myself, like, everything that I want is right on the other side of that feeling. So I just need to push through it and do the work, which was something that for a long time I didn't do. I sat in those feelings and I believed all those beliefs. But when I actually put in the work to like feel through them and figure out where they stem from, and I was able to actually move through that. And I love that about Pitch to Your Niche, because it's not just like, here's your business plan, like go do it. It's no, there's all this inner work you have to do, and you have to do it before you do anything else.
Yes. And I think that's important because, and obviously you guys know, I don't lead with talking about all the mindset stuff usually, because people are like, I want clients, I want the money. And then once you come in the program, you're like, oh, in order for me to get there, I've got to do this work. Because the truth is, and I've said this to people, if I gave you $1 million business and said, here you go, here's your $1 million business, go run it, most of us would go, I don't know how to do that, because it takes a few steps, a few things we've got to grow in ourselves in order to be able to handle that next level of abundance. So it's all part of the process. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, but you guys have just dug into it. And obviously you guys are here because you've gotten the results and you've dedicated yourself to being the best possible version of you. Ashley or Brittany, did you guys want to share? Because I want Tara to introduce herself next, and then Ashley, we're going to jump to you.
I don't really have a mantra. I just know that it's probably something I should do when I feel like I'm going to throw up, like Mary said. I remember when I signed up for Pitch to Your Niche, I literally think I said to you, I just signed up and I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Yep, and I was like, good.
So, yeah, it's usually a pretty good indicator. If it makes me want to puke, we're good.
That's your litmus test for like, am I stepping far outside my comfort zone? Oh, so good.
And for me, I had the throw up feeling as well as the knowing. I know I'm doing what's right. I can't explain it, but I want to throw up. I'm gonna go with the knowing.
I'm conflicted here. I feel both.
Ashley, did you want to share anything on that? Oh wait, I have you on mute. I'm like, you're talking, but we can't hear you.
I honestly, I always just think what you would do. Like, what would Jen do right now? What would Jen say to do? I think my husband thinks I'm crazy, so I'll come home and I'll be like, Jen this, Jen that. Like, I'm pretty sure he thinks you're someone at my work. So I talk as if like hang out all day. So I'm just like, what would Jen do right now? Or what would Jen tell me to do?
Oh my God, that's a high honor, because I'm like, what would Oprah do? So like, oh my God, I love that.
That's funny that you say that, Ashley, because over the weekend I'm messaging Jen, can I just come move in with you? Because I really just want to be around you all the time. And then I'm sending her gifts of me with my bags, It's the truth, right? So I feel you on that, Ashley.
And your son sitting next to you, he's like, Mom, why would you say that? You're like, what? I work with Kelly one-on-one also, so that's why we're hanging out with her son there. So good. So this is so insightful, and I know there's people listening to this right now going, yes, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. So Tara, I know you just jumped in and shared a little bit. I would love for you to introduce yourself and share a little bit about, like, because we had an interesting way that we met too.
Yes, we did. So just a warning, now that I'm speaking, my children will probably walk in the door in like 5 seconds. So they've been fine up until now, but that's how it works. So my name's Tara Counterman, and I am a mentor for overwhelmed and stressed out toddler moms. This journey has been very interesting and definitely not I'm not where I had kind of like thought I was going to be. So I started in network marketing way before I had kids. I always had that like entrepreneur bug, and I just didn't know really what that looked like. I don't have a full college education or anything like that. And I just kind of kept trying all the things. And after I had my girls, more specifically, my second daughter, I realized how much I was not taking care of myself, how much I was not like fueling the person that I actually was. I was so focused on trying to be this like perfect mom who society looks at and says like, oh yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom. And that was not me. Now I do stay at home. I work from home. I love it. I would not want to do anything else. But when I was trying to like drown that part of myself, I was really drowning my full self. And I wasn't showing up in the way that I needed to be a good mom for them. Not a good mom for society, you know, or whoever I felt was judging me, but I was not showing up for them. And once I realized that, I jumped back into the network marketing space, and I was finally in a place mentally to like work on the personal development and do all that scary inner work that I didn't want to touch before. I grew up in a pretty rough circumstance. So a lot of those things held me back for so long because I was so afraid to dive into them. So fast forward, I kind of bounced my way through different companies trying to find my right fit. And then I kind of realized that I wanted to step out and do something different because I had found this process to help moms not feel so overwhelmed, not stressed out, and not like feeling that like they're on a tipping scale between balancing like their dreams and their passions and then showing up for their family and being a good mom. Mm-hmm. So I just recently left my network marketing company, and this was actually after my interview on my podcast with Jen. And that's a funny story too, because I've been listening to her. She was the first ever podcast I listened to. And immediately I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to be that voice in someone else's ear to like help them through all of these things while they're doing the things that aren't so fun, like cleaning and laundry and that stuff we don't like to talk about, right? And I just kind of like, just being in her presence, like it was an incredible experience, that interview. And it really was like this second catalyst to my business. And I'm pretty sure we got off that interview. I watched the Pitch to Your Niche like webinar and signed up that day. And then was like, hey, there's this group coaching thing.
Oh yeah.
I can't find any information on it, but like I want to sign up. So can you take my money? Because I would really love to work more with you. And since I think I'm the newest one from Pitch to Your Niche in this little live group, right? So when I signed up, I just like committed to myself that I was going to show up, I was going to do the work. And knowing Jen, I knew, here's a toddler. Oh, can you close your eyes
and go and wipe my These are my favorite moments.
There's my Olivia. Go that way, please. Put your dress down. Go.
This is real life, you guys.
Real life.
This is live, y'all.
Kids are the best.
Oh, trust me, this is nothing. I usually have my teenage boy running around in his underwear. So I can totally get that.
Oh, so cute. But yeah, I'll let her Tara. She's like, hold on.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. You're totally good. Guys, I love it. I love it when the toddlers come in. They always, especially when we're doing like group coaching calls and toddlers come in, they're like, I want to say hello. And they're like, hello, everyone. And like the whole group of people like on Zoom are waving to them. And they're like, what is this? They're so confused. So Ashley, I would love for you to share.
Oh, geez.
You?
Yeah, Yeah, I don't even know how to follow up everyone. You guys are all amazing, but I will try my best.
You're amazing. Are you kidding?
Oh, thank you. So my name's Ashley. I'm in Ontario, Canada. It's storming right now, so I'm really hoping that my power doesn't go out. But so I don't even know truthfully how I found Jen, to be quite honest. So I was a longtime personal trainer. I had my own personal training studio, and then I had like this catastrophic injury where I couldn't work out anymore. I'd blown out my back and tore my shoulder in multiple places, and it was just such just a huge mess. So I went through a really hard time, and then I found Beachbody and started coaching through Beachbody and absolutely loved it. But I was really struggling with like the cold messaging and the hey girl messages, because I was like, if someone sent me that, I'd be like, who is this crazy lady? Like, I don't know you. Why are you messaging me? So I really struggled with that. And then it was like Jen just appeared out of nowhere one day on my Facebook feed. And it was like this, you had something for Pitch to Your Niche. And I was like, oh, I'm going to jump on this and see what it's all about. And then I signed up right away because I was like, oh my goodness, I love her. And then, so I signed up, and then I've never told you this, but I got an email like the next day from you, and it was like the Spice Girl theme email. And I was like, oh my God, she's my people. And I said to my husband, I literally printed out that email and like put it on my vision board. And I'm like, she's my people. I love her. I will listen to anything she has to say.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with that. You never told me that. That's so funny.
Yeah, I still have it. Like, it's still on my vision board. I still have it saved in my email. It's like, it was the next day after I signed up, and it was like, perfect. So, you're the best.
That was your confirmation that you were doing the right thing.
Yeah, the Spice Girls, they told me I was doing the right thing through that email. So, I started Pitch to Your Niche, and I was just like, I want to do all the things and help all the people and talk about everything. And I was so overwhelmed in the beginning. So I was like, what do you mean you want me to narrow this down? Like, I want to help everybody. But it wasn't like trying to talk to everyone wasn't getting me anywhere. Like, I wasn't getting any engagement. And like my challenge groups and the people that I was attracting were like from everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know how to help you. And that's not my specialty. So the more I dove into Pitch Your Niche, it made sense of like, I get it. Like, I need to have like my people and talk to my people. And as soon as I did, it was like before Success Club was such a struggle. And I'd be like, have my paper of like 200 people that you're supposed to cold message, and crossing them off before and like getting nowhere and getting ghosted, and like even friends like ghosting me. And then it went from that to like, as soon as like I really buckled down with Pitch Your Niche, and I was like, oh, okay, I get this. Like, I know who I want to talk to. It was like Success Club was just this like, it was just like a given. Like, people were messaging me. People were saying, well, how do I coach? Like, and upselling themselves. Like, before I was just like struggling to get people to sign up, and they're like, sure. And then it was like, people were messaging me and they're like, well, I don't want to just be like a challenger. I want to be a coach. How do I do this? I'm like, Jen's magic. Of course, sign up. And then the more I went through Pitch to Your Niche, and the further I got in, I was like, wait a minute, I have so much more to offer. And I had posted one day in it, and it was about my background, because I have a degree in psychology. And then I was actually a counselor at a horse therapy. It was an equine assisted therapy program. And it was all based on like NLP and change your mind, change your life. So I counseled within that environment for so long. And I randomly posted it one day, and you're like, wait, what? Like, why aren't you talking about that? And I thought, oh my goodness, like, why am I not talking about that? Yeah. So then just that comment within the group, I restarted Pitch to Your Niche with this new outlook of like, oh my gosh, I have so much to offer. I am an expert. Oh my goodness. And so now I'm creating my own courses, and I'm still coaching through Beachbody. And like I said to my husband the other day, like, I'm not even trying to hit certain milestones, but just from posting based on what I've learned through the program, like, I'm literally effortlessly making milestones where I feel like I'm not trying, but I am. So I'm like thoughtfully putting content out there. But in the meantime, I'm developing my own program as well for really helping mindset. And you talk about like, your ideal client is likely the person you were like a few months ago. And I really like that girl that was before I found you and before I found kind of my confidence again. It was like that girl on the couch being like, I wish I could do this. Like, I really wish I could restart my business. I wish I could be successful. I want to help that girl like get the confidence and skip all the middle parts because I spend a lot of time like struggling and just like get to the end goal. So I'm designing that program, which before I started Pitch Your Niche, I like, if someone was like, you're going to design your own programs one day, I've been like, you're crazy. Never would have thought I would. So yeah, and it's just like, I couldn't believe it when I went into like my back office just the other night, like my husband and I were just sitting there. And I'm like, how? Like people are even like finding my links and signing up based on posts I have that like, it's just people are like, yeah, I had someone message me the other day and she's like, you inspire me so much. Like I wanted to message you now, but I wanted to get signed up first. So I got signed up and then I just want to say, hey, and I'm here. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's do this. So yeah, it's been so transformational, not just as me as a business owner and an entrepreneur, but like me as a person. Who I was like from day one when I signed up to the program to who I am now is just, it's night and day. Like it's just, I owe you in the program so much. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So I'm curious. I'm like, wait, what? Like, so what do you think was the biggest thing? Like, is there a specific belief that you held before you started and some mindset shift or a new way that you look at things?
Yeah. So I had gone through, there is a long time where it literally seemed like it was just one bad thing after another. And it really started with that bad injury to my back. And then, so I was in a place where I'm just like, nothing works out for me. Like money's so hard to come by. Like there's no way I can achieve the level that I want. And I had this like, money's hard to come by, I'm not good enough mindset. And through working with you and being in the program and going through the program and your support within like our community, like I'm just like, man, there is no limit to what I can achieve. Like there literally is no limit. Like if I want to put out a program, you've given me the tools, you've given me the steps. Like I'm literally designing my program. Like you show us how to literally make our own programs and have something that is ours. And before I got in a mindset, before I found you, like it's, you know, money's so hard to come by because the market's so saturated. But then when you go through Pitch to Your Niche, you're like, well, it's not really, because there's no you, and you have your own approach to something and your own program that no one else has. So now I just feel like unstoppable, which is pretty cool.
Yes. Oh my God. So good. You guys, my face literally hurts right now. Like, is this what my face is going to feel like on my wedding day, where I'm just like smiling from every picture? Oh my God, this is so freaking cool. Like, because I've had conversations with a bunch of you guys inside the group, but I haven't really gotten to talk to you guys like face to face, most of you, about like how things have changed. So like, this is all kind of new to me. I was like, we're just jumping on, like, let's just see how this goes. So like, thank you guys for sharing all of these big breakthroughs and also all the mindset shifts that you're sharing. Like, this is inspiring other people who are in that place right now, who are like, money's hard to come by, I'm never gonna feel good again. And it's giving them that like little kernel of hope that wait, things can get better, because they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely agree.
And Tara, I want to make sure that you get to share a little bit more about who you are. And then if you guys want to hang out, we can talk about whatever you want. Like, I just want to make sure we intro everybody.
Oh, sorry about that, Mom.
You're good.
So when I joined the program right away, and I committed to myself that I was going to show up and do the work. I had just done another program and some group coaching, and I was in this like kind of lull between the two. And I was like, I know what, I need something. I need some more coaching, right? Especially as coaches, we have to keep investing in ourselves. And after I talked to Jen on the podcast episode, Pitch to Your Niche was just it. Like, it didn't matter what she was going to try to sell me on that thing. Like, I was going to buy it. And I think I really thought I had niched down, and I thought that I was like really clear on my message. And the more and more that I go through the program, because I think I'm on week 4 now. Mm-hmm. And the more and the more that I went through the program, I'm like, I was not clear at all. I thought I was clear. I was not clear. And through that, not only are content ideas coming so much easier, so much more effortlessly, but like engagement in my Facebook group is back.
Look at the cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Mommy, pick one.
They just know. They're fine if I'm not talking.
We can talk. She can talk. It's so cute. I love hearing your little voice.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Here, put that down. And so I realized that I wasn't clear enough. And then I had created and launched a program, and it was good. It was exciting, but I wasn't clear enough even inside the program. And I love that in Pitch to Your Niche, it's like, it opened up so many doors.
Hi.
They said hi. It opened up so many doors of like what I need to make sure my students understand to get the impact that I want them to get through the program. Now I'm working on a toy rotation and toddler command center course.
I love it.
That is hopefully launching this week that I'm super excited about. It was something that changed my motherhood completely and gave me the space to pursue the things that fulfilled me outside of just being a mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Yeah. Oh my God, she's too cute. Kelly, I know you have to jump off. Did you have any last words of wisdom?
Honestly, I know that there are people just watching and standing by and thinking, oh, maybe I'll wait. I'll just wait. Listen, there's never going to be the right time. If you even just have that inclination that you need to change, and if you are watching, the way that I live my life is, and I always tell people, if you're receiving the message, that means that it was meant for you. So if you're watching and you have that kind of should I or shouldn't I, you should. Just stop second guessing, get that ego and fear out of the way, and just follow that gut, because you will not regret the decision. This program is amazing. Amazing. Like I said, there's one module in there that I said, this is just totally worth the whole course itself. I mean, so seriously, definitely just take a leap of faith. Jump in and you will not regret it. You'll be so happy. You know what you will feel is relief, period. And if you want to feel a sense of relief and you want to feel that, okay, right, this feels so good, then this course is for you. So anyway.
Well, thank you so much for being on, Kelly. I know you have to jump off, but
thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Awesome. So, all right, you guys have a wonderful day. And I don't want to be disruptive to this broadcast.
No, you're good. We're probably gonna jump up in a few minutes, but
okay.
I do want to hear from the rest of you guys. Like, if there's any big, well, first of all, I want you guys to share where people can go to connect with you, because I know, Tara, you've got a podcast. You guys do like live videos and stuff like that. So where can people go to connect with you and learn more about what you're doing?
I actually have to hop off too, so I'll go if you want.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect.
I'm usually mostly on my Instagram. It's at Brittany Ritter Fit, BRITTANY RITTER Fit. But I also, my Facebook is also Brittany Ritter. There's a link on my Instagram to my Facebook, so you can find that. And I actually am starting a free group called the Happiness Project, where I'm going to be going live once a week, short, like 10-15 minute live videos, like probably like once a week or once every other week. And we're going to like mix it up with some like life lessons, some happiness tips. I'm taking this Science of Wellbeing course from Yale, so it's pretty really cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
So sharing that there, and maybe like quick 10-15 minute workouts you can do from home, body weight stuff, like easy stuff. So that's there. It's all in the links in my bio on my Instagram, so you can just go through that to find everything.
Amazing. And I'm going to link all of your links for everybody so they can go and connect with you guys too. And so we'll do like quick links, and then where people can find you, and any like last, like one little nugget of wisdom that you would want to share. Like, what's the best lesson from entrepreneurship thus far?
Well, module 3, like I'm just finishing up module 3, which is storytelling, which is like, listen, Tara's like, listen, it's like life-changing, because like I feel like that's the piece that really teaches you, like, you know, language and communication, and like if you can make a person, I was watching something. I found a quote yesterday, like, you know, they'll forget what you say and like what you do, but they'll always remember how you make people feel. So if you can really get inside people's minds and like evoke that feeling that like, you know, that you felt, you know, because a lot of times, like you said, your ideal client's you previously. So, you know, like, what did you feel? And like help them feel those things and help them feel where you are now. Like, so that module, and like, you know, I know Kelly said like there's that one module further down the road that's like worth the 90 whatever the cost is, like right there. So and the community is worth every penny. Like, just if you like Kelly said, you're receiving the message for a reason. Like, even if it makes you feel like you're gonna puke, like that's probably a sign you should maybe do it.
Yes, you're like, I had a puke, and you're here to tell the tale. You lived through it.
I did survive. Yes, I survived. And then like I joined another group on top of it to like accelerate even further. Yeah. So, you know, like, yeah.
Cannot wait. So good.
It's worth it all, guys. Just get ready to up level yourself.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much. And if you have to jump off, I know we're going to be on our group call later, so I'll see you later.
You'll see me later. Yeah, I have to just get on the road. I'll check the comments though, guys. Don't
worry. Yeah. Awesome. Bye. Laquita, do you want to share? I would love for you to share some links where people can go find you, and any last words of wisdom. It doesn't have to be about Pitch Your Niche. It could just be like your greatest aha moments from life and entrepreneurship. Okay. Anything you'd want to leave people with.
You can find me on IG. That's where I kind of hang out most of the time. Same thing even on Facebook, but really on IG. That's where I normally go live, and you know, you can interact and talk with me, and you know, give me your ideas, and you know, we can just kind of talk it out. I'm at Laqueena, LAQUEENA Graves, GRAVES, just my name. You know, I'm out like a Beyonce, you know. So you can just come out and hang out with me, and you can click the link in my bio if you know want to just help with your nutrition or getting fit, just how to do it, you know, sustain it without having to spend thousands of dollars on food or starving yourself, or as well as if you just want to kind of use your journey, you know, to have the accountability and the community to just level up, just tell your story, fulfill your purpose of just helping others who are just like you. And for me, what kind of came to me yesterday, which just kind of popped up, so I feel like I need to share this. I don't believe that there aren't any coincidences. I believe that whenever you're ready as a student, the universe will have a mentor ready for you. So I believe when Jen showed up in my life, same thing. I don't know how I found her. It was just like, I just cried out, and I was just like, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I keep hitting this wall. I don't know what to do, but I don't want to give up. I'm not a failure. I don't want to keep at it, that burning desire of, I got to make this happen. I want to make this happen. I want to create the life. I want to have that money freedom, time freedom, you know, just to be there for my kids. Because as a single mom, you know, I don't want to ever trade my time for money where I can't be there for them, or I have to take PTO, or I have to be told that I can't be the best mom that I can be to serve somebody else's dream. So that just kind of what popped up. If you're seeing this, it's no coincidence. Just know that you are ready to go to the next level. You're ready to pull back the next level of your onion. You're ready to do that, because when you're ready, the teacher will show up.
Oh, so good. So good. Thank you for that. Gary, and guys, go connect with these ladies because they're freaking amazing. They post such incredible content. Like, it's going to blow your minds.
So I'm most active on Instagram. You can find me at Deja Vu Foundry. And I'm also active on my Facebook group. It is called Soulful Boss Babes by Deja Vu Foundry. I'm in there all the time. Love to have you come join us. I've got kind of an interesting approach to it because I am both, you know, I have a lot of makers who come in, so I'm able to give a lot of insight on to how to get into retail because I'm a retailer, so I can give like good ins and outs there. And like this one, it's a very supportive group. I think it's also really important when you're an entrepreneur because it can feel super lonely. And you know, if your friends aren't entrepreneurs, like you really don't have anybody to talk to about some of the things that are going on or even just to bounce ideas off of. So it's really helpful to have a support group, and joining a course or getting a coach is a great opportunity to do that. I think our community here is a testimonial to that and how important it is, even just to come and say like, hey, I figured something out and I want to like celebrate this, and I want to celebrate it with people who actually know what I'm talking about. And like, it might not be a big deal to somebody on the outside, but to us, we know how much like inner work it took to get to this point. And just to have people be like, yes, amen, and just be able to celebrate along with you. Words of wisdom, parting words, I would just say, like, as you always talk about like the messy action, and I cannot stress that enough. I'm like super type A Virgo. So for me to come out and be like, you can do it, even if it's not perfect, if it doesn't look like how you imagined it was going to be, it's done is better than perfect. Always. There's always room in the future to improve upon it, but you're never going to know how that's going to look if you don't actually just like put it out there and do it anyways. Yeah. If it falls flat on its face and nobody buys it, it's not a failure. All that is just more opportunities and more information on how you can make that improved in the future. So just go out there and do it. Just like, do it now. Do it now.
Yes. Messy action. And I'm super perfectionist type A person as well. And that had to become my mantra so that I wouldn't sit in trying to make things so perfect. So I'm glad you shared that, because that's everything right there. You guys are so amazing. I literally am just like, I love this so much. Tara, did you want to share where people can go find you, and last words of wisdom?
Yes. Should we take bets on how long it's going to be before they? So I hang out on my podcast. It's Limitless Mamas, the podcast. I also have a Facebook community. It's called Limitless Mamas, the Collaborative. So you can just search those anywhere you can listen to your podcast. And then on Facebook, I do have an Instagram, but really those are the two places I love to hang out the most. So if you are a mom who is like just stressed out and overwhelmed and wants to feel like yourself again, I really invite you to come into those two places and just connect, because I love to connect with you and help. So, and oh gosh, words of wisdom. I would say that personal development needs to be like your top priority. It's not finding a business strategy. It's not adding all of the things and doing all of the things. It really has to start with all of that inner work from yourself, because you could have the greatest idea. You could be the best coach in the entire world, but if you're not continually working on yourself, it doesn't matter, because that message isn't going to come across the right way. So I'm a huge personal development junkie, and I've seen what it has done for me in my life, and now what it's done in so many others too. So I know, especially in network marketing, we get the spiel like, you have to do personal development. You're like, yeah, whatever, I got it. But no, really, you do.
Absolutely. It is the foundation of it all. So good. Oh man. Okay. So Ashley, I'm going to throw it to you.
Oh geez. Okay. So I'm Ashley Eve, coach on like literally everything. I'm usually on Instagram. That's probably the place I am the most active on. And then closing words. I guess there's a couple. The first one for me is definitely you have to invest in yourself as a coach. So when I first because I had my personal training business a long time ago, and I didn't really invest in myself and my own development. And the difference now between seeing investing in Pitch to Your Niche and the Next Level Coach Accelerator is it makes me a better coach. And also when I have clients that are struggling or you're talking to people that want to be a coach, if you're in network marketing or they want to come on your team, it's hard to be able to tell people you should do X, Y, and Z if you're not doing X, Y, and Z. So it was big for me to realize that I had to invest in myself, and it comes back tenfold. Like it really does. And especially from time management, if you're sending out 200 emails or cold messages to random people, you could be better served doing something else. So anyway, that was a big one for me, was realizing that like investing in yourself, it comes back tenfold. You just have to do it as a coach. And then the other one for me, as I went through Pitch to Your Niche and hanging out with the crew in the community, is I was so afraid in the beginning. I was always afraid to post at first if I was like, oh no, like I want to kind of pivot and do something a little bit different, or I've developed so much in the last month that I think I want to make my own course. And I was nervous at first to post, but what I realized is it's okay. Like it's okay to realize that maybe something's not in alignment with you, and to grow through the process and become who you're really meant to be. So that's okay. Don't fight it. That's something that I really had to learn during the process.
Yes, that's such a good one, because we do have like all these different ideas. We're so multi-passionate. And I remember us having that conversation, and I was just like, yeah, it's going to change. It's going to evolve. Like that's all part of the process. Like that's a good thing if you're seeing that happen. Like that's a sign you're getting closer to what you want.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a big thing. So I think we get so nervous, especially like, what will people think if I kind of change directions? But it's all part of the process.
Yes.
Give yourself grace. That's what I always say. Give yourself grace to grow, because that's what I did at the beginning of my entrepreneurship. I was so hard, because I'm so self-disciplined and driven, that I was so hard on myself. I did not give myself time for learning curve, you know. So give yourself that grace to grow. You're good.
You heard it here first. You're good. Yeah, this is so important. And I try to reiterate this as much as possible in courses and on my live videos, that, you know, when you're stepping into something like this, I think we forget that we've never done this before. And so we make the assumption that, well, I got to have it figured out tomorrow. But you've just got to give yourself that permission to be a beginner, and give yourself a whole lot of grace in the process, because it's going to be messy. And for those of us, most people haven't gone to school for this. And so they decide to transition into entrepreneurship. And I think we really need, like, as entrepreneurs, we need to think about it through the lens of, well, if I was in school for 4 years, like, first of all, I'd be investing in school. I'd be getting the education before I go into a job. And I would be probably not making a ton of money in the beginning, which is normal. And people are like, I should be having 6-figure launches my very first time. I'm like, I mean, if you do, great, but not necessarily. Like, it takes time to really build that audience, to really figure out who you are. And you can totally be successful throughout that process. And if you're hitting some roadblocks, just know that that's also totally normal. And getting that education and learning how to do it like, I wouldn't want some cardiologist coming in operating on me when he hadn't gotten any training. Like, I want somebody who's done the training, who's done the work, who's building something, you know?
It's funny that you say that, because my husband's family is so, like, they just don't understand what I do at all. And when I'm talking about, like, oh, I'm in this program and I'm taking this course and I'm doing this coaching, and they're like, what? And I'm like, well, I'm continuing my education, but it's just, you know, like formal education, but it's way more valuable.
Yeah, that's a great way of framing it. Because, like, how many of you guys, like, your spouse or your family members or your relatives, they're like, what do you do? What is it that you do? And you're like, which is funny, because after a while, then they start to see you popping up on live video. So, like, my whole, like, dad side of the family, they know more about my life and business than my parents do, because they all watch my, like, live videos and, like, I saw Jen did another video today. It was really interesting. My parents are like, what? They're like, oh, did you see she's in LA today? My mom's like, my friend Debbie told me you were in LA. When did you go to LA? Like, weirdly, people start to, like, figure out what you're doing. So just know, guys, for all of you listening, like, that's on its way. It's coming. People are going to get on board, even if they don't fully see the vision now. And that's really fun when you're like, I told you so. Like, you get to dance it out a little bit. Oh my God. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today, for sharing your knowledge, for just being you. Like, you guys are amazing. And this was so fun to hang out. And if anybody live is watching this, if you guys have any additional questions about Pitch to Your Niche, I'm sure if you comment below, tag one of these ladies or reach out to them, they'd be happy to share more of their experience. I mean, they already did. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them below. If you're ready to get enrolled, you're like, okay, I'm off the fence, let's do this. It's a heck yes. You can go to heyjencasey.com/PTYN, and I'm going to link that up for you underneath so that you can go check it out. We've only got a few days left of open enrollment, so you definitely want to jump in. And for those of you who want some next level coaching, a little bit more of an intimate experience, hanging out on Zoom calls like this, once a week, I want to invite you into the Next Level Coach Accelerator. So that's going to be following the curriculum of Pitch to Your Niche with some additional support and guidance. And that's really for people who are like, I want to run, like I'm ready to do this thing. So I invite you guys into that. If you want to learn more about that, you can feel free to DM me on Facebook or Instagram at HeyJenCasey, and we can chat some more about that as well. So thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are amazing. And I'll see some of you guys later today.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Had a great time.